Okay, we're recording now, so that's
Okay.
good. Okay, so for everybody that doesn't know who I am, I'm Felicia Waterfill. Everybody calls me Fifi. I've been with Le-Vel now for almost 9 months. Absolutely love it. I'm a 4K leader, and Ashley just kind of asked me if I would talk to you guys about branding and stuff. It's something that I'm super, super passionate about, and I absolutely love talking about it. So I'll just kind of go over the questions that I got first, and then I'll go over like my branding and posting and that kind of stuff. So one of the questions I got was, what social media platform do you use? Like, which one do you prefer? What's the differences between the two? I actually use both. I use Facebook and Instagram. I'm not an Instagram pro by any means, but I'm still trying to learn it and work with it. So I do use both of it. I think the differences are is Facebook, like Instagram, you can add people all day long. People are more quicker to add you on Instagram. You don't have to like have like these deep connections with people for people to like add you and talk to you. Facebook is a little more different. Sometimes if like you add people that you don't have mutual friends with, they'll be like, hey, how do I know you? Why are you adding me? You know, it's more that Facebook to me is like where you really like build those relationships and talk to people and get to know them before the business or the products even get brought up. Instagram is a little easier because we do the stories, and people will ask you immediately like, hey, what's that patch you're doing? Or like, what business are you doing? They're a lot quicker on Instagram to ask you those questions without really having to know much about you. So I feel like Facebook is more like building relationships, getting to know people, having them trust you. That's why posting is so important, branding so important. So those are the two differences. I don't really have like one that I prefer over the other. I enjoy Facebook. I love Facebook just because it's what I've done for so many years that I know how to work Facebook. Instagram, I enjoy it as well. It's kind of a learning curve. Like I'm still trying to learn it and figure out like how to engage more, what people are looking for, getting better with my photo editing because that is not my cup of tea. The next question was best times to post, mornings or evenings. So for me, this all depends on like your network, your audience. You kind of have to do like a trial and error. I don't feel like the time of your post is super, super important. I feel like if you are interacting with people and you are posting value, whether you post at 8 o'clock in the morning or 10 o'clock in the morning, isn't going to really matter because if you're interacting with people, they're still going to see it. I do know that I have certain people I always tend to do like a morning post and an afternoon post. I do work full time, so I go to work at 11 in the morning. So I always try to get one out before I go to work because when I'm at work, I can't be on my phone at all. So I don't get to do anything for like 4 or 5 hours. And then I always do one in the evening. Sometimes I'll do a little more or I'll do like a live in the evening. But really it's your network. You just have to learn like your target audience, when are they on? And that just comes with trial and error. You can try to post at 8 in the morning, see how big of a reaction you get to it. If you get a lot of people on, then kind of stay within that time frame. Same thing for the evening. See when you're getting a lot of interaction. But like I said before, if you're posting value and you are interacting with people, people are going to see your posts regardless of what time. So I don't really stress about the time frame of when I post. It's more about what am I saying? Is there value in it? Is this helping people? Are people feeling something in my post? And that's just kind of how I go about it. How to post about the product / samples. What if you're out of products? So for me, I don't post a lot of like product pictures in my newsfeed. I do 95% of that in my stories because I just kind of feel like you don't want your page to be products. Like nobody wants to see that. Nobody can feel anything from that. So 95% of the time I will post about my products every day in my stories. I just don't do it in my newsfeed. I feel like my newsfeed is more about like sharing my story, sharing who I am, what I'm passionate about, what I love to do, my kids, my job, you know, my boyfriend. Like that's what my newsfeed is for. Um, Maybe once a month I'll do like a product post, like if I'm trying to get some samples out. But I only do that like once a month. And I don't get pictures, product pictures from other people. I don't Google it. I don't, it's always me. Like you will see me holding the products, me wearing the products, me taking the products. It's always me doing it. I don't do the like graphics or somebody else's product pictures. It's all mine, and people can tell that it's me holding it or me wearing it or me taking it, because people need to know that you are taking it instead of just posting some random picture with products and them not really getting anything from it. And I do want to say this, if you do post product pictures, do not ever say like, hey, here's my 3 steps. This is what it is. $25. Get yours now. Comment below to grasp your spot. Don't do that. That does nothing. People see that and they're just like, okay, whatever. They will scroll right past it. When I talk about the products, I talk about what it does for me, how I feel, how it's helped me, how I'm able to be with my kids, how I'm able to have energy. Like you need to have people feeling something, because just saying I've got 9 products for $25, comment below to get yours now. Nobody feels anything from that. That is a commercial. That is a sales ad. No matter how you spin it, that's exactly what it is. And that just needs to stop. Nobody cares about come join my team, buy my products. You need to make people feel something. And as far as if you are out of products, I had to look. I had to actually get creative with this because I do have a girl on my team that's not able to take the products right now, and I had to come up with a way for her to do it. This is when you have to get creative. When you are out of your products or you can't take your products, use if you're out of your products, talk about how you feel off your products. If you don't want to like go into detail about why you're not taking your products or why you're out or whatever, just talk about how you feel off of them. Like, oh crap, I didn't have my products today. I feel like crap. I miss my shake. I miss that energy. Like, talk about how you feel. You can also like use reviews, testimonies from other team members, testimonies from customers you've had. Just find a creative way to still talk about it, and posting in your stories. This is what I told my girl. I was like, use your newsfeed now to share your story and who you are, and use your stories to talk about the products. You can get away with like posting about the products and being like, hey, I have sample packs, or here's my black label. It has added B12 and it helps me not kill my children. Like, use your stories to your advantage and talk about the products. Talk about how you feel. Talk about I tell people all the time, I don't kill my teenagers because I'm on black label. And it's funny and people can relate to that. So just use that, be creative. If you don't have a testimony right now because of whatever is going on in your life, use somebody else's testimony. Use customer reviews that you have gotten. Just be creative with it. Just because you don't have the products does not mean you can't run your business, because you've been on the products, you know how it makes you feel. So talk about that. So those are all the questions I got. Now let's talk about like branding and posting. I was actually going to do this with my team last night, and then I figured, why do this twice? We're just going to do this once on one big Zoom. So posting, I really want to talk about posting because, and all this kind of goes in together, like posting and branding and interaction, like it all kind of like you have to do all of them. It all goes together. So like posting, I see a lot of people that still do the like, I've got these products, they show the bullet points, comment below to claim your spot, or comment below to get this, this, and this. Like, nobody feels anything from that. Share your life, share who you are. What do you stand for? What are you passionate about? What are your hobbies? What are funny things your kids say? Like, who are you? Just because you signed with this company does not mean you are a Lavelle Billboard. You're not. You're still you. I'm still Felicia. Ashley's still Ashley. You have to still show that to your Facebook friends, to your followers. You just need to incorporate it into your life. I always like to think of it kind of like blog posting, but like storytelling. Like, tell a story, a funny story about something your kids did that day, and oh my gosh, thank God for my Black Label, because whatever. And incorporate it that way. You don't have to be salesy to get people to listen, but people are curious and people are nosy, so use that to your advantage. Talk about being a mom or being a dog mom, or your teenagers are getting on your nerves. I use this a lot. Or working. If you're working, talk about how the products help you. Do you like to cook? Do you do crafts? What are your hobbies? What are things you like? Your page should never be product business, product business, product business. I do a business post, and then I talk about something funny my kids did, or I'll make fun of myself, trying to take a candid picture, but like it didn't work out very well. So, you guys got a silly picture today. Like, just be yourself. If you're quirky, if you're weird, own that shit. Like, be you, and don't be scared to be you. Because that's what people want to see. That's what people can relate to. People can't relate to a picture perfect world where like you're always got your makeup and your hair done and you're gorgeous 24/7 and your kids are perfect little angel. Like, nobody can relate to that because it's not real life. People want to be able to relate to you, and that's when they start trusting you, and that's when they start getting in your messenger, because they're like, oh my gosh, this girl's funny. I totally relate to her. I want to talk to her. It all plays in together. I go on Pinterest all the time and I take quotes, and instead of like saving, let's not be lazy, instead of saving the picture and just posting it, like, make your own or type it out yourself. I did this the other day and I was like, oh my gosh, what is happening? So I saw, it's actually my cover photo. I saw this quote and I was like, oh my gosh, I love that. I went to WordSwag, I made it my own, and let me tell you, 20 people have shared this freaking photo. And do you know how many people that has brought to my page because I made it myself? It wasn't a saved picture. It wasn't something that I stole from somebody else's page. I physically made it myself, posted it. People were going crazy over it, shared it, and it brought so many people to my page. You talk about silly things your kids say, how you spent your weekend, recipes you like, vacations you want to take. What are your dreams? What are your goals? What are your ambitions? When people say, I don't know what to post, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can give you a list of like 20 things right now to post. Like, there is something you can post about. You just got to be creative. There's so many things. If you have kids or you have dogs or you like going outside, you like camping, fishing, goals. What's your favorite car? What's your favorite color? What kind of flowers do you like? Do you like short hair? Do you like long hair? Like, there's so many different ways that you can show who you are. That, hold on. Okay. And that it's crazy. Like, you just have to, be yourself. Also, another thing is go live. I know lots of people are scared of going live. You're just going to have to put your big girl pants on and do it. I was absolutely terrified to go live. I used to go live with my old gig. They were awful. They were god freaking awful. When I got with this company, I was like, I need to get over this fear because I sound like a robot. I sound ridiculous. And I forced myself. I did a 100-day live challenge. and I forced myself to go live every single day. And this also forced me to come up with different things to go live about, because I couldn't go live about the business every single day. That would get old. I couldn't go live about the products every single day. So I'd go live folding laundry. I'd go live doing Q&As with my kids, go live cooking, go live washing dishes. Like, you can go live about so many other things. And if you just force yourself out of that comfort zone and just do it, I'm telling you, my business grew for me solely off of my live videos. That's where I get all my potentials. That's where I get my promoters, my customers, all from my live videos. So I'm a huge advocate for live. I know lots of people are terrified, but you're just going to have to do it. It's one of those things, like, there's no secret sauce I can tell you that's going to make it easier for you. It's just something you have to do, and you have to keep doing. The more you do it, the better you're going to get at it, the more comfortable you're going to get. And now I literally go live about anything. Tonight I went live and did an impromptu Q&A, and there was like no routine or structure whatsoever. It was just kind of like, this is it. Something I have my girls ask themselves when they are like, they ask me questions about branding or posting or, you know, what they should do. Ask yourself, what are 5 things that are most important to you? What are 5 things? They can be big, they can be small. For me, it's flamingos. That's not really important to me, but it's my kids. It's my faith in God, flamingos, Paris, my family. You know, what are things that you like love, that are important to you, that you're passionate about? Like, people know that I crochet. I get tagged in crochet stuff all day, every day, a million times a day. People know that I love flamingos. People send me pictures of flamingo stuff left and freaking right. My mom even does this, y'all. My mom will send me like bedspreads of flamingos every single time she goes to the store and sees something flamingo. But that's how you know that you're branding right, because people aren't tagging me in Lavelle posts because they're like, oh, she's a Lavelle girl, she'll love this post. No, they're tagging me in flamingo stuff and crochet stuff because that has to do with me outside of the business. Who are you outside of the business? Who are you outside of being a mom? You know, just because you have a kid and you're a mom doesn't mean you don't like to crochet, doesn't mean you don't like to go fishing, doesn't mean that you don't have things that you love and are passionate about outside of being a mom. I mean, we all love our kids. We all love our, you know, animals. But when it comes down to it, what do you love? What are you passionate about? What, like, gets you excited? And then pictures. So I'm not the best at this. I'm not the best at, like, I'm good at taking pictures. I'm just not good at editing pictures. But your picture should be crisp. It should be bright. You can be bomb at writing out a post, but if your picture is blurry, dark, I don't know what other, like, just fuzzy, and it doesn't, they won't even read it because they're like, oh, that picture looks like crap. But if you have a bright, crisp, clean picture, people are attracted to what they can see. They're attracted to pretty pictures. That's why Instagram is huge, because it's all about what they see. Don't write words on your pictures. Don't put little stickers on your pictures. If you go to my page, you'll see, like, all my pictures are bright, crisp. I take a lot of outside pictures because it's bright. Like, my lighting in my house sucks. And I get this all the time. Like, I don't go anywhere. Where am I going to take pictures at? Like, seriously, I don't go anywhere either, y'all. I have trees in my front yard. I use my shed because it's a very dark, like, gray color. I use the side of my house right here. You'll see this gray brick on a lot of my pictures. I'll sit in front of the tree. Like, be creative. Use what you have. You don't have to, like, live in a mansion or be around a bunch of pretty buildings to take good pictures. Like, just work with what you have and be very, very, just be very aware. Like, if you do, because I don't go anywhere. Like, seriously, I go to work, I come home, I've got 4 boys. We don't do shit. But, like, if you do go somewhere, like, take advantage of that. Just be aware of where you're at. Like, when I go on vacations, like, I take a crap ton of pictures because I don't go anywhere interesting. But when I'm home, I still take pictures. You know, there's several different trees, or I'll find, like, a pretty rose bush and I'll take a picture by it. Or there's a tree in my front yard, or I'll stick my phone in front of my window, put the timer on, and like stand in front of my yard because there's all kinds of greenery around. So just be creative. And see, I want to use my kitchen window because I have really good lighting in front of my kitchen window, but behind me is like a huge shelf with like all kinds of crap on it. So like it kind of like washes me out and it drives me nuts. Also something that the way I kind of think about like branding is who would you be if you didn't have this company? Like for me, if Lavelle collapsed tomorrow, which it's not, I'm just saying, but like if Lavelle collapsed tomorrow, I would still have my brand. I would still have my online coaching. I'd still have my crochet business. I'd still be able to post and connect with people, and I'd still have my brand. So when you're posting, when you're in your stories, are you showing who you are, or are you being a billboard for Lavelle? Because you don't want to be a commercial to people, because nobody's going to, respond to that. That's why law of attraction works, you guys. Like, be yourself, be funny, be quirky, be whoever you are. If you're a sailor cussing mom, like embrace that in your own way. I'm quirky and weird, and like I watch ridiculous TV shows, and I'm a dork at heart. People know that. I don't care. Like, just embrace who you are, and people will respond to that. Something else is your interaction is super, super important when it comes to your posting and branding as well. Because if you're not interacting, people aren't going to see your post, people aren't going to see your page. You have to be interacting, you have to be talking to people. And when I say interacting, I don't mean scrolling through, hitting the hearts, hitting the like buttons. I mean talking to people. Facebook doesn't care about the likes anymore. Facebook wants you having conversations in the comments. They, right now, like the algorithm, the way that it goes, they want you commenting 5 or more words for it to even matter. So like, have conversations with people. What I do personally that works really well for me is I will interact for a good 30 to 40 minutes before I post. And then I will post, and then I will see so many different and new people commenting on my stuff because I've been interacting for 30, 40 minutes and they're going there. And that like comes into play with the branding, because you want your page not to be product, product, product. Because when you start interacting with these people, when you start having conversations with these people, they're going to go to your page and be like, who is this girl? Now, do you want them to go to your page and see nothing but products to where like, they're like, I don't like this girl? Or do you want them to go to your page and them see like, oh my gosh, she's a mom of all boys. I have all boys. She loves dogs. She loves Paris. She loves crocheting. Oh my gosh, we have so much in common. Let me message her. So you want to, it all plays in together. So that's my spiel on branding. But something else that I wanted to remind you guys, and I think I kind of lost a little bit of it for a few months, is just have fun. This is social media. Like when you take the pressure off, oh my gosh, I got to get a customer. Oh my gosh, I got to get a promoter. My numbers aren't where they at. Just go be social. Have conversations with people. Learn about people. Learn what makes their heart tick. Listen to them. Be a friend. I am having so much fun this month with just the new conversations I'm having, the friendships I'm building, learning different things about people, learning things that I didn't know I had in common with people. And this is supposed to be fun. This isn't supposed to be like super stressful like it was at my last gig. That's why I didn't like it, because it seems like work and stress and so much just hard times. Learn to have fun with it again. Be social. That's it's social media. Be social. Talk to people. Laugh. Tell each other jokes. Like whatever it is, just have good, genuine conversations with people. And I promise you, when you start doing that, when you take the pressure off of yourself, you will see. I have seen a huge difference in this month than I did the last few months, because I've just been social and I've been having fun and I've been myself and I'm silly and quirky, and it's really all about that. So that was what I had. Are you ready, Ashley?
Yeah, I just had a few things that I wanted to share. Some of you may not have this book. I actually found it discount at the bookstore, and I found it like months ago, and I'm just now getting to really dig into it. Move your hand, baby. And it is by Steve Harvey. It's called Act Like a Success, Think Like a Success. And it has been very helpful. I'm only on chapter 6. But there's just so many good things in here. I actually have stuff marked to like go live on my personal Facebook page about it. But one thing I wanted to go over was I wanted to read something really quick, but it was talking about how like you still have to chase your dreams even if you're doing something right now that isn't like a part of your dream. Like you're still working full time or you're working part time. And I'm going to read you a little bit. I'm not going to read it like word for word or anything like that. But this is from Steve Harvey himself. And it was talking about how he was doing comedian things on the side of his full-time job. And he had won a comedian like stand-up comedy night or whatever. And so he won that, and he went and he told his boss that he was quitting his job. Like he walked in, he packed his boxes, and he was like, you know what, like, I'm quitting. I'm going for, he was like, I am going to chase my dreams. And here, I get a wonder thing. He was like, I'm going to chase my dreams. And his boss looked at him, and he was like, seriously, like, are you really going to walk away from your job right now? And he was like, yes, I'm going to do it. And his boss talked him out of it. Well, he went back to sit at his seat, and it says, what are you doing? Asked Russell. Russell was his, sorry, she's whiny tonight. Kid life. Here. Russell is his coworker, okay? Russell said, what are you doing? Like, why are you coming back to your desk? And he was like, well, Tom, the boss, said that I need to be responsible and take care of my family and stick to my regular job. Russell shot back and said, are you really going to let this dude tell you what to do with your life? Let me ask you something. Is Tom the kind of man that you would want to be? No. Is his car the kind of car you'd want to drive? No. So why in the world are you listening to him, Steve? You're the funniest man that I know, and I really think you're going to miss your calling if you let him stop you from chasing your dreams. He grabbed the box for the second time, and he went back to that office, and he told him that he was serious about becoming a comedian, and that was what he was going to chase his dream to do. And so he told him that he was going to quit. And his boss looked at him and said, Steve, you're being the biggest fool in the whole entire world. If you walk out that door, I'm never giving you your job back. Steve thanked him. Just me talking. Steve thanked him, walked out the door, jumped, and never looked back. And I'm not saying like, and he even said this too, he's like, please don't walk into your job tomorrow and just up and quit. But, you know, just because you're working a full-time job or a part-time job, whatever you're doing now, does not mean you cannot chase your dreams on the side. Still does not mean you can't, you know, go for it. Just because your boss says you're stupid for posting something online, whatever, you know, who cares? And that really meant a lot to me because that was where I was with my old job. They all made fun of me. They all told me I couldn't do it. They told me that she had her happy patch on is what they called it. They was like, oh, she's wearing that happy patch again today. Like they made fun of me. And I kept telling them, I'm leaving. And so when I read that, I was like, wow, even Steve Harvey, like when we think of Steve Harvey, we think, you know, Family Feud, like super rich, hilarious, like he's kind of a preacher, I guess. What? Okay, if you'll be quiet for a second, like you think like somebody who's rich and who's famous, they go through the same stuff. You know, his boss told him he was going to make the biggest fool of himself by chasing his own dream. And sometimes we let that hold us back. We let, like, you know, our parents, coworkers, our husbands, if you're a man, your wife, whatever, stop you from, you know, achieving your dreams. And that just like really resonated with me. I was like, holy cow, like even other people have these like oppositions that they face in life. But you know, he did the same thing. He told him, he was like, okay, that's fine, goodbye. And he walked, and like he said, he walked, he jumped, and he never looked back because that's not where he was wanting to go. And he always talks about like your vehicle and your gift. And he was like, if you put your gift into the right vehicle, it's gonna go. But if you don't know what your gift is, your vehicle is not gonna move. It's just gonna sit there. And you know, when you think about a gift, you think about, I call it your niche. He calls it your gift. But really, it's like, what do you, it says your gift mark should be what people come to expect every time they talk to you, every time they come across your page, or every time they want to be a part of your team. So it's kind of like what Felicia was talking about with branding yourself. That's kind of your gift. Like her gift would be, you know, crochet, or I think it's crocheting, whatever it is that you do, and like flamingos and stuff. Like that's what makes her passionate. And so you have to find those things, and that's what's going to take your business. Because like he's saying, you know, your gift is going to move your car. But if you don't know what your gift is, your car is just sitting there on empty, and you're trying to reach everybody. You're trying to move that car with all your might and not just, you know, little specks of it. And I found that from a girl. Her name is Angie Lee. If you do not listen to her podcast, you just need to go listen to her podcast because they're amazing. But like that's one thing I really got from her was you have to find your niche. Like who is it that you really want to reach? Like you have to get specific, not just say, oh, I want to reach people who want to lose weight. No, that's not a niche. Your niche would be, you know, you want to help that mom who is struggling because she's, you know, 10 months behind on her bills and she's sitting there crying. Like you have to get really specific on what your niche is. Because when you're making those posts, you know, like Felicia was talking about, when you get deep, when you get emotional, when you get like a feeling in your post, you have to know who's going to feel that. Like some college student is not going to read my post about, you know, me struggling as a mom and putting diapers on my kids and feeding my kid and saying, yep, I can relate to her because they can't. They're not going to relate to that if you're not, you know, posting to your specific audience. So that's one of the things I was going to talk to my girls about tonight was you've got to find that niche. Who are you talking? Who do you want to talk to? Like who are your posts going to relate to? And once I wrote that out, and that's been something that's really helped me already this month, is writing out like who I really want to target, what those people are feeling, what they're struggling with, what do they want to hear, what do they want to see when they come on social media. And that's the stuff I've been posting, and it has really, really, really helped. And one thing I wanted to say while you were talking, Felicia, was when you were talking about like you can post funny stuff, post about how you didn't kill your kids today and like all that. I don't know if some of you have seen because we were on here, but right before we got on here, I made a post about my salad because I got a piece of wilty lettuce and it was gross and I hate that and it's just the nasty feeling in my mouth. But like I made a post talking about how, you know, don't you hate when you're trying to eat healthy and like you get a hold of that and you're like, oh, okay, like I get it. Probably shouldn't have done that. And I have had like 3 people message me and was like, oh my gosh, I seriously love that. Like I always try to eat healthy and I never do. And like they're in my inbox now because I made a joke about my salad. Like my salad. It's that simple. It's not like I had to put a lot of brain power into it. I just said, you know what, let's make a joke out of this. Somebody needs to laugh today. And I laughed about it and people related to it. Like some people overcomplicate their posts. They read our posts and they're like, how in the world did you type all that out? Like it just flows. It's just, you think about your life. You think about what the people in your audience want to see, and like the words literally just come out. When you're passionate about it, the words are just there. If you're trying to post to anybody and everybody, your posts are going to be all over the place and people aren't going to read them. So get specific on who you want to target. Really, that's the only thing I had was, you know, finding your gift, put it in the right vehicle. You're in the right vehicle. If you're here, you're in the right vehicle. You just have to find out what your gift is, who you're posting to, and don't let some boss tell you that you're stupid for chasing your dream. Go out and do it anyway. What, baby?
Yeah, I love that.
Say hi.
Hi, little bit.
She wants tea. That's why she's nagging me.
So cute. Yes, I love that. It is. It's all about finding your niche and what you're passionate about. And like there's times where I feel like I need to post, but I don't if it feels forced and I'm having trouble coming up with the words, like I won't post. I'll like go read a book, get inspired, or I'll go to Pinterest, look at different quotes. Because if it feels forced to you, I can guarantee you people are going to tell that it's forced.
Yes, and I love that. And I love what you said about using Pinterest, because sometimes if I am sitting there and I'm like, I have this picture, or like a selfie of me and Ellie, and I'm like, what do I really want to put with that? Like, I want something emotional. I want something that's going to touch somebody. I will literally either go to Pinterest and type in like mom quotes, and I'll read things about being a mom and loving, or I'll, like you said, just open a book and I'll start reading a chapter, and I'm like, holy crap, that phrase right there relates to my life. I'll read it. Sometimes I'll even almost post it word for word, but switch it up. I'm like, somebody needs that. Or I'll just read it and post what came to my mind when I read that, or what feeling I got when I read that. That was my post today about Ellie and, looking her in the eye. Part of this book was talking about that, like looking, your future kids in the eye. Would you really want them to go through that? And that just brought all kinds of emotions. And I was like, I need to make it a post. I'm emotional. But that's what people want. They don't want to see buy, sell. They want emotion. They want, if it's going to make you cry, they want to see it. They want to read it. They're nosy. They want to know. Plus, they can relate to it.
Yeah, and it's really all about being a real person. And I wanted to bring this up just because, when you start a conversation and somebody, like, say somebody asks you about the business, but then they kind of fall off, like, still be their friend. Because I will give you a really good example. Today, I had a girl that hopped on my live video. I went to her page to check her out. She was with It Works. And I so bad wanted to just be like, you poor thing. But I messaged her and I was like, hey, thanks for hopping on my live. I super appreciate it. She messaged me and she, like, a long paragraph of like, how do you run your business? I'm struggling so much. Like, this, I'm not getting anything with this company. And so I told her, I was like, I've been there, I've done that. I was like, I'm not trying to be pushy, but like, we don't have those fees. We don't have auto shipments. Like, our customers come back, our products from day one. And she was just like, oh my gosh. And I said, she was like, well, how do you run your business? And so I told her, I was like, look, babe, if you like it, if you enjoy where you're at, I'm going to support you 100%. I was like, but we go research law of attraction. That is how I run my business. I have genuine conversations with people. I build relationships with people. And that is how I run my business 110%. Go research that. Even though I knew she said she wasn't ready to switch, that she liked where she was, I wasn't like, okay, bye. Bye. I have nothing else to say to you. Because people can feel that too. But since I took my time out of my day and I was like, hey, go research laws of attraction. She's been blowing up my phone since we doing the Zoom about, oh my gosh, you're so amazing, like da 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 da. But when It Works doesn't work for her, you best believe she will be in my inbox wanting to join this company, because I didn't just talk to her as a freaking sale. I supported her in her decision. I didn't push it on her. I gave her the information. Now she's going to go sit and think about it. And so it's super important to build real relationships with people. Don't just fake a conversation and act like you're interested, because people can tell that. People can feel when you're just like, you want to sell. Okay, you don't want to know about the products anymore? Okay, bye. They can feel that stuff. I still talk to people who tell me no. I comment on their stuff. I'm super social with them. And you best believe 2 months down the road, they're in my inbox being like, okay, I'm ready to order those patches now. So just be a real person. Be a friend. Like, I talk to these people like they're my best friends. And that's why they relate to me. That's why they hop on my inbox, because I don't treat them like a number. I treat them as a person. We're all human. We're all people. We all have feelings. We all should be treating each other like that.
Yep. See, an amazing thing that I love about what you just said. There's a girl on here, Tiffany. She just signed like 2 days ago with me because she cold messaged me with It Works, because that's what she was taught to do. No shame there. But like, she cold messaged me, and I didn't just turn her away. I didn't just be like, nope, don't send me that crap. Like, I've been there, done, like, I wasn't mean about it. I just said, listen, look, there's a much better way to get people interested in what you got your hands on than having to cold message. I know, I've been there, I've done that. I admire the fact that you're working so hard towards your goals, but there's such a better way. And she, she just now commented, she literally was like, wait, you don't message people? And I was like, no, like, I don't do that here. Like, we don't have to do that. And I just talked to her about it, like, as a person, because I know we've all been there. Like, we've sent out those cold messages probably. We've been that kind of person. Relate to them. Don't just cast them away. And
Use
she,
it as a teaching moment.
yeah. And I told her, I was like, listen, like, just message me. And so we started texting, and she was sending me like screenshots of like her and Roller like arguing and stuff like that about different network stuff. And, you know, I just went along. I wasn't like, listen, you got to join, like, get out of there. I was just like, listen, you don't deserve that. Like, I know, I've been there. I know what it's like. I know how hard it is. Like, I just related to her. And within like a week, she signed up with me, and she is loving it so much over here compared to over there. But I was just genuine with her. You know, I didn't turn her away. I didn't comment something nasty back to her. I wasn't a smart aleck. I just said, listen, like, I've been there. I've sent that message before. I know how awkward it is, but like, there's such a better way. And she was so done with messaging that she literally was like, okay, like, you don't message people. I that's what I want. I don't like this messaging thing. And so when you get network marketers who message you, maybe they, you know, constantly spam your phone, or maybe they just click follow, like, let them stay there. If they start harassing you, yeah, you may want to block them, back off, or whatever. But even if not, like, 2 years down the road, they may be in your inbox. You don't know. So don't just cast them away because they're in the business we used to be in, or they're in another business or whatever, because you don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
Katie.
because honestly, I was so naive. I honestly didn't even know about network marketing. Like, I knew there were companies out there, but in my head, it was like people having parties at houses, like Mary Kay style. Like, I had no clue. I did exactly what I was told. I didn't know cold messaging was a bad thing. I didn't know copying and pasting was a bad thing. I was so freaking naive, but I didn't know any better. So for me, I just use it as a teaching moment, because I'm like, they may not know. Maybe they lived under a rock like I did. And they just don't know that there's just any other way. And so just be kind. You don't have to. I know a lot of It Works people who are rude and nasty and just downright mean, but you don't have to be that way. Be that nice person, because I'm telling you, they're going to come back to you like, oh my gosh, you were so kind to me. You didn't treat me any different. Like, you listened to me, you related to me. Like, I really appreciate that. I'm telling you, karma, I believe in karma 100%. Be nice and kind to people, and that's exactly what you're going to get back, and it will come in an abundance. I promise.
Yep. And you never really know what somebody's feeling inside. I mean, they may be struggling. They may look like their life's all together, but they may be the one who's sitting there crying and praying for something else, and knowing that, like, their heart's just not there anymore.
Yep.
'Cause, I mean, I think about, because me and Katie are really close. I think about Katie all the time. Like, when she messaged M could have easily been like, "Ew, you're with It Works. Like, I just left. Like, go away, block." But she didn't. She was like, "Listen, okay, I'm gonna leave her here." And when Katie messaged her and was like, "Okay, like, I'm done. My heart's not here. Let me just vent to you," listened, and look where they're both at now, because they didn't turn one another away. I mean, we're all in network marketing. We should support that.
Well, and you never know. Like, you never know who's going to be your next 40K or 12K or 4K. You have no freaking clue. So, and it's not us to judge and be like, oh, they're in network marketing, this is for them. Like, who are you to judge that? They may be lost. They may be struggling. They may be depressed and trying to find some way out. And that is your door to be that kind person, to be there for them and help them get through that. Because it wasn't like Katie talked to him and she was like, okay, I'm good, let's go. Like, it was conversations. It was Katie watching her day after day after day. I did the same thing with Katie. I didn't just jump. Like, I watched Katie. I had several conversations with her. Listened to her cry. I cried to her. Like, so you just have to be there for people, listen to them, be that shoulder that they can cry on. And then when the time's right, they'll come to you.
Yep. I believe that 110%. And I believe that when you're posting too. Like, you never know who that one person is that's reading your post, because I've been messaged so many times over the 2 years that I've been doing network marketing. Somebody who has never once commented, never once liked, never shown any interest, and then they message me like a paragraph that makes me cry because of how much I touch their life, how much they need this, how broke they are, how struggling they are. Like, you just never know who is reading your stuff. I even had one woman, I call her girl because she's young. She actually messaged me and was like, hey, I watch your videos every single time you go live. And, I've been watching you for almost 2 years. Just wanted to let you know. And I'm like, well, why have you never commented on them? You never said anything. And she's like, I'm shy. I don't really like people to know I watch them, but I watch them. And I was like,
you can ask Christine. I tell Christine this all the time. There's people that, like, I had no idea that was watching me, that, like, I'll get a message from them. Like, today, there was this girl, she finally commented. I was like, hey, thanks for watching my video. And she was like, oh, I watch you all the time. Like, I watch you every day. I watch your posts. And I was just like, I had no idea, because I treat her hard. I absolutely love her page. And, like, she's been watching me for like a year and a half, she said. And she was like, I love everything about your page. And I had no clue. So even when you think people aren't watching, you're doing something wrong, you're not getting interaction or comments. No, people are watching regardless. People are always watching.
Yep, and that's why I always say you have got to be consistent. Even if you're having a rough time, even if it's just a quote, or even if it's just like a selfie or a picture of your kids, or even if it's just something like, hey, like, I'm taking a breather, like, I'm stepping back, and just one post a day, or even just a story a day if you're really not feeling up to it. But I like to be transparent with people. If I'm having a rough day, I'm going to post and say, listen, like, I'm having a rough day. My anxieties are through the roof. I'm depressed. Like, y'all, I'm stepping back for the day. I'm unplugging for the day. And, like, people love that. People love to read that because they know I'm a human. I still struggle. I'm not just, like, my perfect high horse life over here. I struggle. And so you always have to be consistent, even if excuse you, even if you don't want to be consistent. You need to be consistent.
Well, the thing with that is everybody struggles. Like,
amen.
It's never going to be perfect. Like, whether you're in this business, whether you do a 9-to-5 job, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, like, you're going to struggle regardless. But you do have to push through those struggles and those hard times, because that's when you're going to see a huge difference in your business. Every time my kids are fighting, or I fight with Brian, or like we have a medical bill, or I have to go get a part-time job, like, I could quit after every single one of those incidents. But the thing of it is like, you could quit, but like, what if you don't? You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna have struggles whether you're doing this or not. So why stop this?
Right.
There's no reason to. Like, yeah, there's times where I take a step back and I may not be as active as I am, but I always post every day. I'm either in my stories, and I always do at least one post a day, every single day, no matter what's going on. Because this is network marketing. I mean, once you start getting up there, you can't like just back away. When you have 500 people under you, you can't just back away and be like, no, I'm not doing it today. I can't help you. These people trusted you. These people, believe in you and are inspired by you. And like, you can't just sign them up and be like, oh, well, something bad happened today. I can't help you with that question. I'm sorry. You can't do that. Like, I have like 10 people under me, and they're in my messenger all day long. And the comparison game that people play, I don't do that comparison game. I've never had an issue with the comparison game, because it's on my time. It's on God's time. Like, when I'm supposed to grow and be a 12K or 40K or an 80K. But I'm telling you right now, I don't grow really fast, because you have to like grow super fast with that. Because can you imagine going from 0 people under you to like 1,000 people under you and having to be responsible for all these people? I think it's important to like go through the stages and go through these seasons so you can learn how to adjust to that, to do that. Because for me, it was a huge difference to go from 0 people to now I'm a 4K leader and I have 15 people under me who depend on me and are asking me questions. How do I talk to this person? How do I do this? Where do I find this at? Like it's a lot of responsibility, and you need to be ready for that. So yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but like I just don't do this comparison game, because I'm like, when I'm ready to be a 12K, I'll be a 12K. When I'm ready to be a 40K, I'll be a 40K. I think people see it as a number, as, oh my gosh, that's so much money. But you need to look at it as it's so much more. If you want to make that kind of money, you have to up your game. When they say if you want to be a 40K leader, you need to work like a 40K leader. Do you know how many messages M gets every day in her messenger at a 200K leader? Hundreds, thousands of messages every day from promoters, from potentials, from customers. Are you ready for that? I tell you what, I'm not quite ready for that just yet. You know, I get stressed out when I have like 15 messages and I'm at work and I have my voice screaming, and then Brian's doing stupid shit, and like I'm trying to pay bills and budget and clean. Like it can be a lot. And are you ready for that? That takes a lot of time, a lot of discipline, a lot of routine, a lot of knowing your shit.
Yep.
So I don't do it.
I want to say along the lines of what you just said was, you know, not only do people on your team who you signed in, you brought in, customers need you, promoters need you, not only do those people need you, you don't know who in the hell is out there that needs you. Even if they've not signed up yet, even if they're just reading your post every single day, you don't know. Maybe your one post is what's going to bring them in. Maybe your one post is what's going to keep them alive today. You don't know. You don't know what's going through their mind.
I'm telling you all, the day I went 4K, I didn't even know I hit 4K. Christine can vouch for this. I was on my floor bawling my eyes out to my mom for 2 freaking hours because of some things that were going on with my kid, and we didn't know what to do. And like, I wasn't even concerned with the business. Like, I had one foot out the door. My friend messaged me and she was like, hey, I want to do the 400 pack. Can I do this? And I could have very well been like, you know what? I ain't got time for this right now. Like, I'm an emotional wreck. But I messaged her back and I was like, hey, babe, this is the deal. You know, if you got 5 minutes, I can put your order in for you. This is the information I need. You know, let's go. And I did. If I wouldn't have, I probably wouldn't have went 4K, because I didn't even realize that made me go 4K. I did it, and then I went back to crying. And then Amy messaged me, and she was like, you just went 4K. And I was like, what? Like, I can't even be excited right now. Like, I just don't even know what's going on. So you never know who needs you or who's going to want you. You have to push through those moments, because if I wouldn't have pushed through that moment, I probably wouldn't have gone 4K. If I would have just walked away, look at everything that I would have missed out. I would have missed out on a $4,000 bonus. I would have missed out on a, you know, free trip to Florida. Like, I would have missed out on so many different things. So you just gonna have to buck up. You want to make thousands of dollars a week, you gotta have to work for it. You know, you can't sit back and just be like, oh, I want $1,000 check, but like, I don't really have time to talk to a whole lot of people. Then you're not going to make that money.
Yep.
So.
Love it. That's really all I had.
Awesome. Well, that was fun. I hope people like got some good info. I hope it helped some people.
I think they did. I'm already getting messages, so.
Well, I'm glad. Thank you for having me on. I was super excited to do it. It's like one of the, you know, I talked to you on the phone about it. Like, I love talking about branding and posting and all that good stuff. So yep. I will get the recording up and load it, and I will load it to YouTube, and then I'll just send it to you so you can share it with your girls.
Okay, that sounds good, because I know a few of them messaged me and said they couldn't get on, so.
All right. Well, I hope everybody has a good night.
All right. Bye.
Bye.